Recently, the New Zealand accent was judged to be the world's sexiest accent. But how has that affected one of New Zealand's most recognisable and well-known accents? That belonging to Rhys Darby. The man has been forced underground due to the sexiness of his own voice. And I've travelled here to Los Angeles, California to track him down in the hopes of getting Rhys to tell his own story. Mr. Darby? Mr. Darby, are you in there? It's Jamie Bowen. I'm from New Zealand.
You're not. You're just saying that.
Mr. Darby, I can see you hiding.
Go away.
Mr. Darby? Kia ora? Kia ora. Kia ora. Kia ora, Mr. Darby. We appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us today. Since the news broke that the New Zealand accent is the sexiest in the world, how's life been for you?
I struggled every time I went out, just ordering food, you know. I'll have the fish, please, and a scoop of chips, and 2 pineapple fritters. And then the guy would say, "Can you say pineapple fritters again?" Pineapple fritters. Oh, and you'd hear that, you'd hear a groan. Also, why am I repeating something you've clearly heard? Can you please repeat pineapple fritters? Well, why? I mean, you've just heard it. Pineapple fritters. 2, please. Oh yeah, you want 2, don't you? Yes, I want 2. I'd like 2 as well. All right, well, have 2 for yourself. Thank you.
So you found yourself becoming objectified.
They were thinking about something else when I spoke, and it wasn't what I was ordering.
It wasn't the pineapple fritters, was it?
It wasn't. It was the way I was talking. It was doing something to them.
Is there a silver lining? Is there a positive that comes out of all of this?
Of course, I had to think about it. It was hard for me because I was in a very anxious, worried, upset state. My voice, what is it doing to the world? What's my accent doing other than just arousing people? And I thought, well, there's got to be something in that. I've got to use my arousal abilities for good.
Could you give us an example, please?
I started working with pandas. The Chinese government actually contacted me, and they requested my voice in the use of panda arousal.
How would you speak to the pandas?
This is me holding the megaphone here.
Sure.
Hey, you two, why don't you get to know each other? Hoi, hey panda, go and have a chat to that guy. Hey, you two, get hot and heavy tonight. See what happens, see what goes down. And I was often told at that point, you know, don't step over the line.
But it didn't help the pandas in the end, did it?
Pandas are deaf. Yeah, which is something we didn't even think about. So unfortunately, it was a waste of time. But they still have my voice penetrating. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Through the speakers of most Chinese zoological parks now.
I'm not sure if you're able to talk about this, but I have heard rumours you were approached by NASA to be the voice of First Contact.
Well, this was supposed to be classified. But like everything I do, it gets out there. I can confirm that I am going to be the voice of First Contact. So the US government in their secret spaceship program have contacted me. So they made the first contact and their contact was contacting me. I did have an argument with them at that point because I thought I was going to be the first contact and you've clearly contacted me first. And they did say, well, look, we've been sitting by the phone waiting for you to call us, but you haven't. So I thought, oh yeah, well, I don't know your number. So I gave them that. So I'm going to be the first contact with the aliens.
And I mean, that's an incredible honour.
It's huge.
To be the voice of humanity.
I'm intrigued. Have you thought about what it is you'll say to the aliens?
Yeah, I mean, they've written down a list of things they want me to say. I've put my own 10 cents worth in there. Obviously, the first thing I want to say is kia ora. A lot of the Americans, they were like, well, what about hello? I've said, oh yeah, bit boring. I've also gone with the suggestion of good evening. The only problem with that is, of course, if there's a contact during the day. And then we've gone on basically, well, what time is it going to be? Is it in the morning? Is it midday? So we sort of arrived with, how's it going?